Hello, Class 5-3. Mr. Waterman here with today's Language Arts lesson in Period 3 on Tuesday, February 2nd, 2021. I hope you all had a nice weekend and are doing safe and well. Last week, we were working with present tense verb agreement and subject pronouns. We learned a present tense verb must agree with its subject pronoun. We also learned to add S to most action verbs when you use the pronouns he, she, and it. Finally, we learned do not add S to an action verb in the present tense when you use the pronouns I, we, you, and they. For our activity on page 149, we had to write the correct present tense verb to complete the sentences. We did the first two examples together. Now, let's go over the rest of the answers for numbers 3 through 10. Please check and correct the work as you go along. 3. She reads the news section in the morning. R-E-A-D-S. Number 4. It tells readers what is happening in the city. Okay? So always remember, when you have he, she, and it, you have to add S to most action verbs. Let's continue. Number 5. We trade sections when we are done reading. Trade. T-R-A-D-E. Number 6. They work hard at the newspaper. Work. W-O-R-K. So remember, when you have I, we, you, and they, you do not need to add S to an action verb. Let's continue. Number 7. He circles vocabulary words he does not know. C-I-R-C-L-E-S. Number 8. You get information from newspapers and magazines. G-E-T. Get. Number 9. They like to talk about the news stories. Like. L-I-K-E. Finally, for number 10, she uses a computer when she writes. Uses. U-S-E-S. And that's it. These are your answers for the activity on page 149. When you have checked everything, please turn the page to 150. On page 150, we had to proofread the paragraphs. We had to circle any verbs that do not agree with their pronouns. After that, we had to rewrite the paragraph. We had to make sure the verbs agree with their pronouns. And we have to fix any incorrect possessive pronouns. So we started this together on Friday, and we did a few of the sentences together. So let's continue. We left off here. I are in charge of the stories. That should be I am in charge of the stories. Okay? So let's rewrite. I am in charge of the stories. Kurt takes all the pictures. There's no mistake here. Let's continue writing. Kurt takes all the pictures. Okay? Each week, we has to find new stories for our paper. We have. Okay? Change that to have. Each week, we have to find new stories for our paper. Okay? I talk to people in town. No mistake. Let's rewrite, or let's just write it. I talk to people in town. Okay? Next sentence. I looks for interesting things. No S. That's a mistake. That should be I look for interesting things. He take his camera everywhere. That should not have an apostrophe S. So it should say, he takes his, H-I-S, camera everywhere. Finally, we has more pictures than pages. We has is incorrect. We have more pictures than pages. And that's it for this activity. Please check the paragraph very carefully and make sure that your verbs agree with the pronouns, and make sure that you have fixed any incorrect possessive pronouns. Once you have completed that, please move on to page 151. This is going to be the test. The test is on pages 151 and 152. Pronoun-Verb Agreement Test. Please listen very carefully as I read the directions and I read each of the sentences to go with numbers 1 through 6 on this page. Part A. Read each group of sentences. Circle the one with the subject pronoun that does not agree with the action verb. Okay? Number 1. A. We deliver the newspaper every day. B. He folds the newspapers. C. I toss the papers onto the porches. D. They brings them inside. Number 2. A. We read different sections of the newspaper. B. I like the movie reviews. I likes the movie reviews. C. She enjoys the crossword puzzles. D. On Sunday, it takes all morning to read the paper. Number 3. A. They read the newspaper. B. It gives me information. C. We learns about our community. D. You get more knowledge about events. Moving on to part B. Read the sentences. Choose the correct verb form to complete each sentence. Write the correct verb on the line. So you get 2 points for each question here. You have to circle the verb and then you have to write it on the line. 4. I blank the editor of our school newspaper. A. I know the editor of our school newspaper. B. I likes the editor of our school newspaper. C. I visits the editor of our school newspaper. D. I are the editor of our school newspaper. 5. We blank new stories every week. A. We has new stories every week. B. We creates new stories every week. C. We shows new stories every week. D. We write new stories every week. 6. They blank news about our school. A. They says news about our school. B. They is news about our school. C. They give news about our school. D. They presents news about our school. When you have finished with page 151, please turn the page to 152 for the second part of the test. Please listen as I review the points. Point number 1. A present tense verb must agree with its subject pronoun. Point 2. Add s or es to most action verbs when you use the pronouns he, she, and it. And point number 3. Do not add s or es to an action verb in the present tense when you use the pronouns I, we, you, and they. Now please listen to the directions. Read each sentence aloud. Change the underlined verbs to make them agree with the subject pronouns. Write the sentences. Please listen as I read each sentence. Number 1. It take many people to put out a daily newspaper. 2. They needs to work quickly. 3. The newspaper seem new every day. 4. He pick stories for the front page. 5. She check facts in the stories. 6. I has an idea for a newspaper story. 7. He need to takes pictures. 8. We works hard to meet deadlines. Please pay attention to numbers 7 and 8, as you have 2 mistakes to fix in number 7 and 2 mistakes to fix in number 8. Therefore, number 7 is 2 points and number 8 is 2 points. That's it, students. Good luck on today's test. Please review all of the pages on pronoun-verb agreement before you take today's test. Check your answers very carefully, and remember to put full stops at the end of your sentences that you're rewriting. We will check the answers in tomorrow's Period 1 Language Arts class. Take care, good luck, and I will see you in just a few minutes in Period 4. Bye-bye for now.